Hi guys, welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've had a couple of questions lately about custom buttons, and I've got a lot of videos out there regarding that. Have a look at our Divi for Beginners playlist. But today I'm going to show you how to turn just about any piece of text into a button really easily. We've got a couple of variations here. We've got a simple button that just looks like a button. It's got a link on it you can click. And I've got another one here. Looks more like a Divi button. Got a bit of animation and an icon there. Both really easy to do. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. And let's roll down to where we want to work. I'm just going to add a new row underneath here. Of course, the easiest way with Divi to add a button is to add a button module. But as I said, we're going to show you how to turn just about any text into a button using this simple method. So let's add another couple columns. Use one of my little favorites here, a blurb module. I'm going to leave everything pretty much on the default. Let's just throw an image in for interest value. Pop that crazy car in. To move this so we can see everything. Okay, so you just want to add a link on the bottom of this. Let's go to our text that we've got here. I'm going to go to the end. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to give it a couple spaces. And let's see, learn more, or whatever it is you want your button or link to say. We can give it a link by selecting it. Going up here, the little link icon, chain icon. Give it whatever link you want up there. Always best practice. If you're linking to your own site, leave it as none. That way it won't open a new window. If you're linking off sites to somebody else's, put it on new window. That way your site will stay open. Great. So we made that into a link, but it's not really very exciting or visually appealing. Let's just change it a minute from a bit of paragraph text. We can go up here. We'll change it into perhaps a heading 3 just to make it a little different from the stuff on top. Doesn't matter too much. But the reason I want to do that is once we change it from a paragraph to a heading 3, it's going to have some nice little heading tags that we can use to add some custom styles. So once you've done that, we can go up here and we can flip from visual to text to make sure you click on the text tab. There's our nice little H3 heading. There's our link. There's a link we put in, and there's the text we put in. To turn this into something like above here that looks like a button, just after the 3 of the H3, let's make a gap. We can write the word style, S-T-Y-L-E, equals, open and close some inverted commas. Inside the inverted commas, we can give it basically whatever we want. For instance, let's make the background blue. So that'd be background, blue. And this is basic 101 CSS, but it's really handy stuff to know. Well, that's okay, but not really what I want. Let's make that writing white, perhaps. We can do that just by writing color, C-O-L-O-R, CSS3 for white is at FFF, so it's hashtag FFF. Great, well, that writing's white now. After each line, we need to put a little semicolon. It won't read the next one. Let's pop that text in the center. So we'll say text, T-E-X-T dash align, A-L-I-G-N, colon, center, C-E-N-T-E-R. That's popped it in the middle there. Fantastic. Want to make that font perhaps a little bit smaller. So we can use font size for that, F-O-N-T dash size, S-I-Z-E, colon, whatever size you want. I'm going to go for 16 pixels perhaps. Now the button there is way too wide for me. I mean, if you want it full width like that, that's great. Just leave it as it is. I'm going to give mine a fixed width to shorten it down a bit, perhaps 150 pixels. So we'll semicolon. I'm just going to say width, W-I-D-T-H, colon, 150 pix, 150 px. Great. If you want it on the left, just leave it as it is. If you want it right, we can align it right. I want mine in the center. So I'm going to write margin, M-A-R-G-I-N, colon, auto, A-U-T-O. Now we'll pop it in the middle because it automatically gives it a margin left and right doing that. Now I want to sort it out a little bit. It's sort of got no padding at the top. It's got a little bit of padding at the bottom. So let's fix that. Let's perhaps give it 15 pixels all around. As I've given it a width, we don't need to give it a left and right. But if I just give it one value, it'll do all around. So let's put in another semicolon. I'm just going to say padding, P-A-D-D-I-N-G. 15 pixels. So I'll put 15 pixels all around. Great, it's looking more like a button. But I kind of wanted mine with rounded corners there. And we can do that with border radius. Put another little semicolon, border, B-O-R-D-E-R, dash radius. And let's perhaps use 20 pixels or something. That should give it nice round corners. The higher the value, the more rounded the corners. For instance, if I just gave it perhaps 5 pixels, you'll just have slightly rounded corners. Let's just do that. And you see that quite a lot. It's almost like our Divi button up here. But I'm going to leave it how it was, which was 20. And the only other thing I did up here was made that text uppercase. We can do that very easily by using a bit of text transform, T-E-X-T, dash transform, colon uppercase, U-P-P-E-R-C-A-S-E. And we've got that nice uppercase text now. And there we have it. That's going to function as a button. I mean, it doesn't really do much, but when they put their mouse on that writing there, it will give them a link and act as a button. And it does stand out a lot more that way. Another very easy way to do this, let's just save this one. You can get a very simple animated button. We'll add a new blurb module again. And again, I'm just going to drop down a couple. We'll say learn more. Learn even more. It is down there. Let's move this across now so you can see. Just throw in a quick image. What I'll do is I'll save the page now because I've got a regular Divi button down here. And if we find out what the class name is for this, I know what it is already, but if you don't know, I'll show you how to do it. So let's save this. We'll go down, we'll save our changes at the bottom here. Let's exit the Visual Builder. Let's roll down to those buttons down below here. I'm using Google Chrome with the great inspector tools. Most browsers have this nowadays, but if yours doesn't, Chrome is a free download. I'm going to right click on one of these buttons we've got here. I'm going to hit inspect. Brings up our inspector tools. If you've got elements selected on one side, it'll give you HTML. If you've got styles selected on the other side, it'll give you CSS code over here. Now I've got my button selected. If we look over here, it's got a class name of ET_PB button. So it's Elegant Themes _ Page Builder button. So you can either remember it or just double click on it. Put your cursor at the end of the end there. Every time there's a gap, that's a different class name. After any gap is a different class name. I'm going to copy it. Control-C to copy. Let's get rid of this now. We'll re-enable our Visual Builder. And we'll roll back down. We were in this module right here. There's our little learn more we put in there. Again, we're just going to go back into the module. Go down to that particular bit of text. Make this a link by selecting it. Bring it to the link. Putting our link in there again. That's fine. Let's just make it perhaps an H3 again. Now we'll flip over to the text tag. There's our nice little H3 tags just after the 3 again, just before that right hand pointed bracket. This time I'm going to write class, C-L-A-S-S, equals, open, close some more inverted commas there between the two commas. I'm going to paste that class name in and watch what happens. Let's turn that into a little functioning Divi button. Now that's going to, depending on what your Divi button actually looks like, it's just going to give it the default stars of your button there. For anybody that doesn't quite understand, I'll show you. I'll come back in a minute. We'll shrink this down. I'll show you how to put it in the middle if you need to. And it's the same as we did with the other button. So let's just save this. I'm going to save my page changes here. I'm going to leave the builder open. Let's go down to the dashboard. Once at the dashboard, we need to go down to Appearance and Customize. That's going to bring us to this page right here. If we look down, we've got buttons. If I click on that, we can choose a style for our buttons. For instance, let's go with text color white. And we'll go with background color purple. That's fine. Everything else I'll leave the same on there. Well, I want to go back now. And on the hover style, text color, I'm going to keep that white. But the background color, I'm going to make that blue. And I'm not going to bother with a border color or border radius. That's how you make it round. Letter spacing obviously spaces out the letter. If I publish that now, let's just go into the hover style there. It looks like the opacity is down on that blue. I'm going to bring that back up again. Now let's publish. If we go back to our page now, and I'll refresh this page. We just saved it. It'll load the builder again. And we'll roll down. And you'll notice that now that button has taken on those colors that we gave it. It's purple initially. It's going to be blue when we hover over it. Like I say, that's fine if you want a full width button right like that. But if you don't, we can edit it very easily by going in the module again and using the same code as we did before. Remember, flip over to the text. Just after the class, just after that last inverted comma and before the pointy bracket, we can put a space in there. We can say style again, S-T-Y-L-E, equals, then some more inverted commas, and to put that text in the middle, text align, T-E-X-T, dash align, A-L-I-G-N, center, C-E-N-T-E-R. As you can see, that's in the middle now. Now, if you want that button again to be the similar size, we need a bit more because we've got that little animated arrow on the end. So let's make it perhaps 200 in width, just after our center. Little semicolon, width, colon, perhaps 200 pixels, 200 pixels. Fantastic. And we've got a little Divi button that'll animate on hover for us. Just make sure all these are going to work on the front end. And I've just noticed it's popped to the left there. If you want to align it in the middle, I'm sure you know how. I'll show you quickly. It's just margin auto again. We'll put it in the middle for us. So again, we go into our text module. Put a little semicolon there. There already is one. Make sure we don't go outside that inverted comma. Say margin auto. And that's back in the middle. For anybody that wanted to put it on the right hand side and didn't know, you could put margin left auto and it'll force it to the right hand side. I'm happy for it to be in the middle. And as you saw, you don't need to put anything if you want it on the left. Perfect. Well, there's two easy ways of adding a Divi button. But of course, the easiest way is just to add a button module. And if you actually want to put it on top of one of your modules, it's very easy too. Let's quickly just add one more little module here. I'll just use a simple image module perhaps. And I'll show you a quick way of placing a button over the top of it. Throw any old thing in there. We can have it open in a light box. Great, I'm going to leave that just like that. Let's just make sure it's forcing it full width. It's not filling out it's not filling out all of our area right there. That design, sizing, force full width. Great, it's going to fill out all of the area for us now. Now I'm just going to add a Divi button, a little dark button to add a new module. There's the button module. I'm not going to do anything with it. Of course, you'd want to put a link in. There's our default button with the default colors. Now I want to stick it over the top of this module that we've got on top here. Really easy. Go over to advanced and position. I'm going to change it from default to absolute. As you can see, it's popped it on top right there. Don't like that white border, but that's okay. Now you can put it wherever you want with this little matrix here. Have it slap in the middle if you want to. Or bottom middle. If you want to lift it off the bottom, the reason it's not on the bottom there, we've got space at the bottom of the image too that you can take away. Or with these, middle ones have got a vertical offset. Left and right ones have vertical and horizontal. You can just pull it up a little bit, place it wherever you want. Very easy to do. So there's a few different ways of adding buttons to your modules. Two with a bit of CSS to update the text there, and one by using a bit of absolute positioning with a button. So there's the first one we did. Looks like a button. When they put the mouse on it, they can link, go everywhere. Here's the one we gave the class name. Just turns it into a Divi button. Down below, here's a regular Divi button placed over the top of an image. Of course, the image will still pop out into a lightbox. Simple as that. That CSS code I'll put down below the video for anybody that wants to just copy and paste it. It's a great idea to just write your own. Really easy to do, and you can really take your editing skills to the next level. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.